Hey, welcome back, gang. So if you didn't hear the news already, yesterday I got my brand new custom built Rittenberry pedal steel in, and it's just amazing. So for an amazing guitar, you gotta have an amazing case. I commissioned Scott from Green Road Cases to build me another one. So today we're just gonna have a fun little video putting a stencil on my new road case. So I'm gonna show you how I go about that, and let's get to it. All right, y'all, so first things first, we're gonna need to get the lettering. So you're gonna wanna get 3-inch letters. So it's 3 inches from top to bottom. And you're gonna wanna get these on Amazon. Don't even bother going to Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace. They're not gonna have the ones you want. Just going on Amazon is gonna save you a ton of time. Depending on what your name is, you might need 2 sets. I had to get 2 because I needed an extra in. Oh well. Second thing we're going to need is painter's tape to tape the stencil down. If you're lazy, a can of white spray paint. This is paint and primer together. If you like it to be a bit more clean, you're going to want a can of white paint and a sponge brush. A sponge brush. A sponge brush. There we go. And then some gloves to keep your hands clean. If you're inside, I recommend wearing at least a face mask. If you have a respirator, even better. We're outside, so we won't bother with that. Okay, so first thing, after we get our letters in the mail, they're not going to come pre-cut. So what I mean is that they're just going to come in a big square, and depending on what the letter is, there's either going to be a bunch of space between it and the letter in the border, or like this in, there's just a tiny bit. You see the Y, there was a whole bunch. So you're going to have to cut them and then overlap them and use a standard spacing. So I went with 5/8 of an inch. All right, so in between each letter is 5/8, right? So you'll have to do some cutting of the overall border of the letter and then some overlapping. So yeah, in between, like the N and the Y, the spacing is there. The N, it's pretty obvious between the H and N. O and H, right? So all these are 5/8 of an inch. And then same between here. Next thing is just kind of tape them together in how you want it, and then you can start spacing it out how you want it on the case. So I think I want mine kind of right in the middle there, and that's looking pretty even. So I already have my stencil saved from last time, so I just need to kind of recheck all the measurements, retape everything. And so let me add some more tape and I'll be right back. All right, so now we got it taped up pretty good. So obviously if you're using a can of paint and a brush, you don't need to go to these lengths to tape up, because you're just gonna, of course, go along with the brush inside and it should look nice and clean. Since we're using spray paint, we're gonna want to cover most of the guitar so it just doesn't get too messy. Okay, so we got everything taped, letters are cut. I like where it's positioned. Next thing is to spray. So less is more, right? We can always add more later. If you do too much, it's gonna run down, right? And it just doesn't look very nice. So we'll do just a couple passes on each group of letters and then let it dry and see what it looks like. So let me shake this up and then we'll get to it. All right, so I got the spray paint mixed up. Last thing I'll mention is that when we're spraying, we want to be right over the top of it. If I come at an angle, it's going to shoot under the letters and it's going to get all, it'll just bleed down and won't look good. So just a nice shot from directly on top. We're going to start with 2 passes and see how that looks. All right, so I think I can probably get a little bit more on there. It's not too thick yet. Cool. I think that was just the right amount. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry for like 10 minutes and then put the stencil on the other side. All right, be back in a bit. Oh my God, you guys, you aren't gonna believe this. My dog just walked right under my can of spray paint. Oh my God, I feel so bad about this. Look. Ah!
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
All right, so back to it. So let's take the stencil off and then see what it looks like underneath. We won't totally destroy all this taping in case we want to add some more paint to it. Let's see if we can just peel it away. All right, yeah, that came out pretty good. Much better than last time. Yeah, I really can't ask for more. I should have taped it a little more over there, but I think over time that part will kind of fade. Kind of a little messy right there, but overall a good spray. And so just like I said, right, less is more. I think if I had done one more pass on that, you would have seen stuff like bleeding down and would have been real messy. I think this was just about as good as you can ask for with spray paint. So while this side is drying, we'll tape up the other side. So something I forgot to mention is that you want to think about, which direction you want it facing. I wanted it facing so when the case is open and I'm putting my guitar in, right, my name is standing up. Right, so that means the latches are here. Yeah, you know what I mean. All right, we'll flip it over now. All right, so again, I got my letters, cut them to be 5/8 of an inch apart. All right, the 3-inch letters, got them taped together. So now I'm gonna position it on the back. All right, I got it positioned right. So now to tape the rest up and get the painting. Okay, let's check up that paint again. The only one I'm kind of worried about is this A right here. It kind of wants to bow up. Let's see if we can press that down a little bit. Yeah. It's kind of bowed up, but should still turn out all right. All right, again, straight from the top, couple passes. All right. It's actually looking pretty good. We might do just a few more seconds. Let's see. There. Yep, that'll do. All right. So again, we'll give it a few minutes and we'll pull the stencil up and see what we're left with. All right, let's pull the stencil up, see how we did. Cool. Yeah, looks great. All right, well, y'all, that's pretty much it. Of course, practice makes perfect. If you're worried about it being perfect, again, you're gonna want to go with the paint and brush. But I think we did a pretty good job. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll see y'all later.